Welcome to IT in Canada. I'm Michael O'Neill, and I'm here today with Todd Coleman, COO for Cologix. Todd, thank you very much for having us.
Thanks for having me, Michael.
Well, here we are at 905 King Street West, right around the corner from 151 Front at your new data center location. Maybe you could start out by telling us why it's important to be close to 151 with this facility.
Sure, of course. I mean, we already have an existing presence in the 151 Front Street facility. We have about a 30,000 square foot data center that's operational there. But as most people are familiar with the Toronto market, that is the primary carrier hotel in Toronto, but it's full. There's significant presence of carriers there. There's over 125 carriers that are accessible in the meet room in the 151 Front Street Hotel. And we took it upon ourselves to partner with the owners of 151 to build out a secondary carrier hotel at 905 King Street. The benefits are we're still within the central business district. We have enough distance, 3 kilometers, that if someone was concerned about diversity or disaster recovery, we've covered that off. Yet we've run diverse fiber between the meet me room and 151 Front to 905 King, so that all the carriers that are available to you in 151 Front Street are equally available to you in 905 King.
Via a direct fiber connection?
Via direct and diverse fiber connection between the 2 meet me rooms.
Well, it must be fascinating to build out a new data center facility, because the needs for things like power density and cooling continue to evolve as density in racks gets greater. What have you done here to make sure that you can accommodate that ongoing growth and requirement for increased power to the rack, increased cooling?
Yeah, no, look, it's a good question. I mean, power and cooling are always concerns for customers as they come in. It's one of the many sort of checklist items that they look at. And really, what for the most part, customers oftentimes have a difficult time estimating or forecasting what their growth is. So it's as much about what their needs are today as it is what their needs could be in 3 to 5 years, and they want the scalability and the ability to grow with their data center provider. So we've taken that into account. We've built out a tier 3 fully redundant, concurrently maintainable facility, a significant amount of power. We have almost 4 megawatts of critical IT power that are available to our customers, not including what goes to support the shared infrastructure, including cooling. And we have over 1,000 tons of N+1 cooling capabilities through a chilled water system. So we have a chiller plant that's 3 chiller units. Any 2 of the 3 will support our data center. In addition, we've spent a lot of time architecting this data center to get the lowest PUE or performance utilization efficiency factor out of this facility. And we've done a number of things to drive that. We've worked with the water temperatures. We've increased the water temperatures, which helps support a greater load. If you walk around our data center, unlike traditional data centers where you'll see large crack or cray units up against the wall, we've taken a very modular in-row cooling approach where we can work with the customer, understand their densities, and deploy the right amount of cooling in the right areas. So hot spots in an in-row hot L containment type application that we've deployed are a thing of the past. If you look at our customer base, our customers range from carriers with a low density draw that average anywhere from 1 to 2 kW per rack, to a content or sophisticated enterprise that may pull in excess of 10 kilowatts per rack.
Right.
And we can have those customers literally side by side, and so we have to get the right amount of cooling to the highest density, and so those in-row cooling capabilities along with the hot L containment allow us to support those applications.
Do you have a target PUE for this facility?
Target PUE for this facility is 1.5. Now recognize that that is at a design day. That's legitimately at 1.5, regardless of how full the facility is. So you hear of unique PUEs that are out there. I'm not saying that they, many of those can attain them, but they may be in the middle of a cornfield somewhere. And certainly they're on a design day where ours is from regardless of whether there's 1 customer in the data center or 100 customers in the data center.
Well, that's a good point, because one of the factors in PUE is the amount of demand on the power. Are there specific workloads that you're designed around in these facilities? Do you have a target type of customer or target type of workload in mind?
No. I mean, we have a pretty broad-ranging customer set. I mean, we hit virtually every single market segment that you can think of, whether it's carriers, media, financial, sophisticated enterprises, managed service providers, cloud providers, and they all have a different density. I mean, our value proposition is really about being focused. We are a carrier-neutral colocation and interconnection provider. We effectively provide three services. We provide space, we provide power, and we provide interconnection connectivity to carriers.
And then your clients provide managed services.
All of those
and
things.
added
So,
value on
if you look at it, we're an enabler. We're an
Right.
enabler of a network, of managed services, of cloud-based services, et cetera. None of which we compete with our customers. We don't offer that. We enable our customers to offer that in our data centers.
So, I mean, pricing for managed services is kind of a black art in a lot of cases, but you guys must need a really kind of stable pricing structure to allow your customers to build their services on top of your infrastructure. How do you charge for access to this sort of infrastructure? Do you charge, for electricity, for floor space, by a mix of those?
Yeah,
things?
all of the above. Our pricing models vary. I mean, we have customers that want to see their pricing in a certain format, and we're able to adapt. I mean, one of the most important value propositions we have to our customer base is flexibility. So some customers want to buy it by a square foot or by a cabinet and then pay a fixed amount for power.
Okay.
Other customers want to come in and want to know the all-in per kilowatt price. We can do it that way as well. So pretty flexible in our
And do
pricing.
you also do separate metering for?
We'll do it on a KW basis.
Great. Well, and that bridges nicely to my last question. Toronto's the busiest, densest data center market in the country, with roughly 60% of capacity right here. How do you differentiate yourself in such a dense market?
Look, we take a couple approaches. One is, we try not to be all things to everyone. As I said, we articulate to our customers who we are and who we aren't. So, they're not worried about whether or not we're going to compete for the same opportunities. So, we've taken the position that we're a colocation provider. We're a network neutral colocation provider. We don't offer managed services, so we don't offer all the value adds that our customers offer, so we don't compete with them. That tends to be really important to our customers. The second thing is connectivity. We've built out a interconnection platform with over 350 carriers and networks available to our customer base. And we all know that when you go into a data center, the switching cost of moving from one data center provider to another is extraordinarily high. But if you have access to connectivity, a significant cost for most of our customers is the network component. And so their ability to move or diversify their carrier bases is ultimately critical to them. And the third differentiator for us is ease of doing business. We're not one size fits all, and that's the product set. We try to be extraordinarily flexible for our customers in terms of what they want, whether it's power, whether it's security, et cetera. So it's understanding them. And then the final piece is we believe very firmly in having localized customer touch. So while we're headquartered in Denver, our sales and our customer support is out in the field. It's at the facility. Because while I'm happy to take the customer's phone call, it's usually the person that's on the ground that's going to resolve their problem or address their opportunity.
Well, thank you for visiting us in Toronto. On behalf of IT in Canada, I'm Michael O'Neill, Todd Coleman. Thank you so much.
Michael, thank you very much.